You stretch your neck every single day, but the tightness always comes back within an hour. Why? Because you are trying to stretch a muscle that is already exhausted from holding up a 12-pound bowling ball. Let me show you what your posture looks like from the inside. This video is for educational purposes only. If your neck pain shoots down your arm, causes numbness, tingling in your fingers, or weakness in your hands, stop exercising and see a doctor immediately. This could be a herniated disc. Most people are not weak. Most people are not broken. They are simply carrying their head in a way the neck was never meant to tolerate for hours at a time. In neutral, with your ears stacked over your shoulders, your skeleton does the job it was designed to do. But the moment your head drifts forward, the load shifts from your bones to your soft tissue, and the system starts paying a very expensive price. Here is the part nobody explains clearly enough. The average adult head weighs about 10 to 12 pounds in neutral, but as the head tilts forward, the effective load on the neck rises dramatically. Hansrage's biomechanical model shows roughly 27 pounds at 15 degrees, 40 pounds at 30 degrees, 49 pounds at 45 degrees, and 60 pounds at 60 degrees. That is why a phone, a laptop, or a desk setup can quietly turn a normal head into a crushing daily burden. And that is why stretching alone feels good for 5 minutes and then fails. You are not fixing the load. You are only asking a tired system to temporarily tolerate a bad position. That can create a short-lived sense of relief. But if the head keeps living forward all day, the same muscles keep bracing, guarding, and getting yanked back into the same problem. So I need you to hear me very clearly. The goal is not to chase tightness. The goal is to remove the mechanical demand that is creating it. In the next section, I am going to show you the math of why your neck hurts, and why the real solution is not more aggressive stretching, but restoring the head back onto its structural stack. And one more thing before we go further, do not forcefully crack or twist your own neck to chase relief. Aggressive neck manipulation can injure the cervical arteries, including the vertebral artery, and that is not a risk worth taking for a temporary pop. Now let us talk about the part that changes everything. The math. A forward head posture is not just an aesthetic issue, and it is not just bad posture, it is a mechanical load problem. In neutral, your head is balanced over your shoulders, and the skeleton carries most of that weight. But when the head moves forward, the neck muscles must generate dramatically more force just to keep your eyes level and your skull from tipping farther ahead. That is why the number people remember matters so much. For every inch the head drifts forward, the demand on the cervical extensor muscles rises by about 10 pounds. That is not a small change. That is the difference between holding a light object and carrying something that starts to feel like a bowling ball that keeps getting heavier the farther it moves away from the spine. That is why your neck feels cooked at the end of the day. The muscles at the back of the neck are not tight in the same way a spring is tight. They are often overworked, overguarding, and constantly trying to stabilize a head that has moved too far forward. Over time, forward head posture is associated with reduced neck muscle strength, altered mechanics, and neck pain. And this is where most people get trapped. They stretch the back of the neck, it feels better for 5 minutes, and then the pain comes roaring back. Of course it does. You did not change the reason the tissue is being overused. You only gave a tired area a temporary sensation of length. The evidence on forward head posture and upper crossed patterns supports corrective exercise approaches that combine strengthening, stretching, and posture re-education, not stretching alone. That is the key difference. Stretching can be part of the solution, but it is not the solution by itself. If the head keeps living forward, the neck keeps paying the bill. The real fix is to reduce the forward load, restore the stack, and retrain the muscles so the skeleton can carry the weight again. So here is the honest truth. If you are stretching every day and the problem keeps returning, the stretch is only touching the symptom. The cause is still there. In the next chapter, we are going to expose the X pattern of upper cross syndrome and show you why the front of the chest and the upper back are usually fighting each other in the background. And that is why the goal is not to chase tightness. The goal is to change the load. Now we get to the pattern behind the pattern. A lot of people think their neck pain is just a tight neck, but very often the body is organizing itself around an imbalance called upper cross syndrome. The front of the chest tends to get shorter and tighter, while the deep neck flexors and upper back stabilizers tend to get weaker and less reliable. That creates a forward pulling force through the shoulders, neck, and head. So picture the posture like an X pattern. Tight in the front, weak in the back, and the head drifting forward as the system tries to compensate. That is why people can stretch the neck forever and still feel stuck. They are treating the end of the chain, while the real imbalance is being driven by the chest, the shoulders, and the deep stabilizers that should be holding the stack together. This is not a small detail. Corrective research on forward head posture and upper cross patterns consistently points toward a combined strategy. Lengthen what is short, strengthen what is weak, and retrain the posture system, not just chase temporary relief with one neck stretch. And now I need to pause on something important. Do not forcefully crack or twist your own neck trying to feel better. High-velocity neck manipulation has been associated with injury to the cervical arteries, including the vertebral artery, and case reports and reviews have documented vertebral artery dissection after neck manipulation and self-manipulation. A quick pop is not worth a vascular emergency. Let me be very direct. We fix the muscles, not by snapping the joints. The goal is to restore control, reduce the forward pull, and let the head return to a position where the skeleton can do the work again. When the system is supported properly, the neck does not have to live in a constant state of defense. That is the whistleblower truth here. Your posture problem is not just where your head sits. It is how your chest, upper back, and deep neck stabilizers are cooperating, or failing to cooperate, every minute you are awake. If the front is short and the back is asleep, the neck becomes the middleman that gets blamed for everything. That is why the next chapter matters so much. We are going to stop treating the neck like the villain and start rebuilding the support system that keeps the bowling ball centered over the spine. So now we move from diagnosis to solution, and I need you to hear this clearly. You cannot fix this by simply telling yourself to sit up straight. That cue is too vague, too short-lived, and too dependent on willpower. What your body needs is a sequence, a repeatable order that helps the right muscles wake up, the tight patterns let go, and the head return to a position the spine can actually support. Think of it like resetting a structural system. First, you reduce the pull in the front. Then, you bring back the muscles in the back that have gone quiet. Then, you rehearse the position that keeps the bowling ball centered over the spine. That is how you stop fighting the symptoms and start changing the pattern. This is why targeted movement beats random stretching. Random stretching asks, what feels tight right now? But a biomechanical reset asks, what pattern is causing the tension in the first place? Those are not the same question. One chases symptoms, the other changes load. A good sequential protocol should feel organized, not aggressive. It should start by reducing unnecessary tension, then reawakening the support system, and finally teaching the neck to stay stacked while you breathe, move, and work. That is the difference between temporary relief and lasting change. And this is where the real win happens. When the upper back starts doing its job again, the neck does not have to brace so hard. When the chest stops pulling everything forward, the head stops living in survival mode. That is why the pain can start to change, not because you stretched harder, but because the system finally got a better job description. Now, a very important note. If you have pain that shoots down the arm, numbness, tingling in the fingers, or weakness in the hands, do not keep training through it. Stop and see a doctor. Those symptoms can point to nerve involvement, and that is not the time for a posture routine. If your pain is mechanical, stiffness, tightness, fatigue, a heavy neck, a head that feels too far forward, then this is exactly where a structured approach can help. This is the kind of problem a daily structural adjunct was made for. Not to force the body, but to guide it back into alignment. That is why I built this as a flow, not a random list. The forward head posture fix is designed as a sequential movement protocol. Wake up the support muscles, unload the overworked tissue, and retrain the body to hold a more efficient posture during the day. The goal is simple. Help the structure do what it was built to do. You do not need more force. You need better order. When the order changes, the strain changes. When the strain changes, the pain can finally settle down. So, here is the truth. I want you to walk away with. Your neck is not failing you. It has been trying to compensate for a posture and load problem all day long. If you keep stretching the same exhausted tissue without changing the way the head sits over the spine, the symptoms may calm down for a moment, but the pattern will keep coming back. Stop stretching your exhausted muscles and stop cracking your joints. Fix the structural foundation, and the pain will disappear on its own. That is the whole message of this masterclass. The problem is not that your neck is weak, broken, or doomed. The problem is that it has been asked to carry a bowling ball in the wrong place for too long. Once the head comes back over the shoulders, once the chest stops pulling you forward, once the upper back wakes up, the system has a chance to breathe again. So do not confuse relief with repair. A stretch can feel good, a pop can feel dramatic, but real change comes from a better structure, a better sequence, and better daily mechanics. That is how you give your neck a chance to stop fighting and start supporting. If you want the step-by-step blueprint, check the link in the description for the Structural Posture Fix plan. It is built to guide the head back into alignment through targeted movement, not risky neck manipulation. And one last time, if your neck pain shoots down your arm, causes numbness, tingling in your fingers, or weakness in your hands, stop exercising and see a doctor immediately. This could be a herniated disc. Also, never forcefully crack or twist your own neck. That is not a solution. We are not trying to snap joints. We are trying to restore the mechanics that let the neck relax safely. Take care of the structure, and the structure will take care of you.